All right, hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming miniature video. Today's video, we're continuing on with what I was working on yesterday, and that was these knights. Okay. Ooh. I did quite a bit of work on it last night. Before I just had to stop. I did all their tabards and aventails. What I need to do now is what I want to do now is their weapons. Oh wait, I did their pants as well. But I want to do their weapons and something else. What was it? Oh, and their shields, right? But the 99% of these shields, I believe, are going to be decals. So, that's what I want to do. What can you see? You can't see squat. Go. All right, there we go. So that's what I want to do. I want to apply decals this morning. Now, I have these, a couple of these, and these are good for banners and streamers and things like that for when I wind up doing my commanders, because none of these guys have any kind of streamer or banner or anything. So these are not going to be usable. But these are, and these are all the shields that I'm going to use. Right? Gotta make sure I'm prepared for this. Okay. So I got a little towel to dry anything that I do, because basically when I go to apply the decal, I like to press on the decal with my thumb or whatever to apply a little bit of pressure to kind of affix it to the shield, and then I'll go in later with the paper towel and I'll dry off the wetness. I know people are still coming in right now. Okay, so I got to take these glasses off because I can't see squat with those on. I have a feeling that I'm going to need to take like a 5-minute break. I know I just started streaming, but something's coming over me. It's usually in the morning and in the evening. I have this urge. Don't think I'm going to need my gloves for this. Mainly because I need the tactile. I need the fidelity. Okay, these aren't shields. This is heraldry for comparison horses. Wait. Yeah, that's a comparison horse as well. Okay. So the ones that are still in there are for the horses. But there are some shields here. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. I only have 20 shields. I have a feeling there's more than 20 shields. So what I might need to do is go in and paint some heraldry on some of these shields. I have done on a few of them that I knew that these decals would not fit on. So I've already painted those. And I don't think I have to be like perfect on the cutout, because the border around the shield pattern is clear, right? So any part of the shield that I don't cut off is clear. I've got a little runny nose going on. Okay. So if I don't talk while I do this, it's because I'm concentrating or I'm struggling with my bowels. I think I'm going to cut all the shields out first. Actually, before I cut all of them out, I'm going to count the shields and see if I actually have 20 that need decals. I think there are, but I might be mistaken. Okay, so before we get too deep into this, okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe 15, but 16, 15 or 16. We'll call it 16. 17, 18, 1920. Okay. So there's 20. I think that shield is too small. It needs to be colored. A lot like that one. So there might only be 19. Okay. So it's almost perfect. That's good. I'm going to try to use 20 shields. I probably not. I'll probably use like 18 and then paint the last two. Now, I don't know if you've ever used Little Big Men shield decals uh, on any of your models. Um, these are transparent decals, and the way they're colored is they expect the decal to sit on top of a white background. So you go in and paint your shield white, and then when you apply the decal, all the colors come out looking the way it does on the paper. Now I got my decal set out. I don't think I need to prepare the surface, but I am going to. I don't think I have to because Little Big Men are self-adhesive. They're not like water slide decals. But if the decal set kind of smooths out the surface or makes it so that like hardens up the paint or something, the white paint that's underneath it, then I think it would be a good thing to use. I don't know. On the first couple ones, I'm going to use the decal set and see how it works, see how it does on the Little Big Men. I normally don't do it for Little Big Men. I usually use the Little Big Men, I'm sorry, I use the decal set afterwards. So it melts the decal onto the model. Now, some of these shields are pretty obvious on which group I'm going to put them on because of the coloring. But others are kind of generic. Well, they're all generic, but Uh, these are not like famous famous heraldry. Another thing about little big men decals, when you go to apply them, you got to peel off this clear plastic sheet that protects the decal. And those little clear plastic sheets get everywhere. I found them in the bathroom. I found them in the bedroom. I don't know if they stick to my clothing or whatever and they fall off at some point. Eventually they'll get all cleaned up, but static electricity, it's science. But I try to get them into the garbage can. But that doesn't always work. Because they stick to my hand or whatever. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. What I was going to kind of do is put the decals on the or near the figure that I'm going to put it on. Okay, these are not, these are banners or heraldry for a horse barding. They're bigger pieces. I could probably use some of these on those guys, like on their coats or something. But I'm not going to. Now, 15 millimeter shield decals are a little fiddly, especially with my fat fingers, and I've got some fingers with band-aids on them. Now, sometimes these decals don't cover the shield entirely, like they don't go to the edge. But that's when I go back in later with a paintbrush and I colorize the white that's on the edge. Now, once I do these, I will be out of medieval shields, and except for the Pavese decals that are on those other sheets. But I have some English and French mounted knights that I have to do. I think I still do, and they're going to have shields most likely, and they're going to need decals. And if I get 100 more knights, which I don't think I'll need because I can always just borrow from the Third Army. So, like, let's say I've got my Burgundians, my English, and my French, and I'm short a couple of units of knights between the, let's say I'm fighting the English against the French. I can always just look over at the Burgundians and pull a couple of their knight units and use them. Same thing with the dismount. The mounted knights. I can do that as well. If the makeup is the same. Let's keep flipping over. I want them face up. just so I can see their colors. Okay. I know everybody has seen the Vikings on the History Channel, um, which I think is a really good series. I know a lot of people like it, but there was a spiritual successor to that series. I know they brought Vikings back, um, kind of like trying to capitalize on the popularity of that series. But before that series went off the air, another series sprung out based on Knights Templar. And that was a really good series, but it was short lived. I think it was only 3 seasons, maybe even only 2 seasons. But it felt like, I mean, the show was really good, but it felt like they were rushing the story along to make sure they got a chance to tell their entire story. And like they knew they were going to be canceled any day, so they wanted to make sure they told the entire story. The problem with that was it felt like it was rushed. And that kind of took away from that series a little bit. But I really liked that series. I liked the actors. I liked the action. There was this one scene where the main character was in a fight with some Muslims, I think, on crusade. And they it appeared that they filmed a lot of the action from inside the helmet, but not like what you would think. Not like looking out the helmet, not a camera inside the helmet looking out the visor or something. No, it was in the side of the helmet, inside the helmet, in the side, looking at the side of his face. So you could see you could see like one eye and his nose, and then you could see the visor, and you could barely see out of the visor. It gave you this really claustrophobic look, and I thought it was well filmed. I looked at that and I was like, I haven't ever seen a fight scene filmed like that. Okay, so we got all the shields cut out. That's usually is not the hard part, but it's the most tedious part. But not really. Everything's tedious. All right. So, not counting the parry guys, I'm going to kind of scoot them off to the side or try to make as much room over here as possible for my my antics. I guess I could put another couple over here. Okay, so I got 5 of these sticks here that are each stick is a unit of men-at-arms that go with the archers. And then the big sticks are units of themselves, men-at-arms. And then there's 3 sticks of these guys. So there we go. Those are all units like that. Most of the big sticks don't have shields. Like, there are no shields on these guys. They are pure men-at-arms. Okay, no decals for them. What about these guys? Might be the same. Okay, there's one guy with a shield, but it's too small. I think that shield is too small. I'm going to paint it. Okay, so those sticks, those units don't have any shields. Now these guys are primarily white and red with a little bit of green. So I'm looking over here for white and red with maybe a little bit of green. This is red and yellow. And there's a lot of red and yellow over here. Where'd he go? Wow, he bounced. Okay, he's red and yellow. This has some green in it, so we're going to put it with the green unit. Okay, blue and yellow. Thought I had a blue and yellow over here. I kind of do. And this one is solid red, and this one is blue and white. Blue and white. Solid red. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's two shields for that guy. All right. Yep. Two shields for that guy. Two over here. Okay. Come on. Okay. I remember that one is green. Don't really have a whole lot of green out here. So I might just use that one. All right. Red and yellow. Okay. First of all, how many shields? There's probably a third shield on this one. I don't know if that one's big enough. There's at least two. Same thing with that shield. Yeah, I think we could do two on that one. Hey. Working our way down the line here. One, two, three, four, five. Five, okay. One. 2, 3, 4, 'What's going on? I wonder if the plastic came off and now it's trying to stick to my table. Yeah, I think so. We'll have to do that one first. Well, let's do it right now because I guess the plastic came off. And it went on premature because I was going to paint the shields with the thing, but that's okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 on that one as well, huh? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this guy could go on there. Okay. I think we're set on where the decals are going to go. So let's just do one group. I'm going to do this group with the decal set. You need a clean brush, but it doesn't have to be sharp or anything like that. It doesn't have to be fine tipped, but it should be fairly soft and clean. Okay, I won't need the scissors. I've already done the scissor work. Okay, now one of these is a set, and one is a sol. Okay, now brush micro set on the model where the decal is to be applied. Then dip decal in water and slide off backing paper onto the position of the model. That's not the kind of decals I'm using. Carefully brush microset on top of the decal. Wait a few minutes for the decal to soften, then press the decal down with a piece of moist paper towel. Repeat as necessary, or use microsol for more decal softening strength. Okay, so they're saying this one is stronger. Well, I don't need to use the strong one. I'm just skin irritant. I'm just trying to do the bare minimum. And I'm going to try not to do it on this first one because that's already set. Now this is kind of like an alcohol base. I don't know what's in it, but it acts like an alcohol where it dries like really quickly. So I put them on and I let the solution kind of settle. This is what I normally do with water slides. Again, these are not water slide decals, so I might be messing up. But I'm gonna let it dry before I start applying the decal. Um, one of these little areas should have water in it. Not a whole lot, just enough that I can wet the brush when I need to touch the backing paper of the decal. Okay. Decal 2. I'm taking the plastic protection cover off, the one that has all the static electricity or static cling. Let's go with another one. Okay, it didn't come off. I thought it did. There we go. Ah, yeah, it doesn't want to stick. I think I'm not going to do that as a before. I'm only going to do it as an after. Well, good. I'm glad I experimented a little bit. Yeah, I might have already taken the plastic off. I did, it's right there. All right, so they're all stuck. Now I take a little bit of water from this palette that I just mixed up, and I just put it on the back of the decal. You can't really see what I'm doing. I put it on the back of the decal paper, softens the paper, and I let it soak. So I do all the papers that way. Let the water soak into the paper. Some more than others. Like that one's just sliding off. That one did too. And that one did 3. Okay. So they slid off. Now I take my damp paper towel like I had prepared, and I just clean off the water. And apply a little bit of pressure, not a whole lot, but just enough for the decal to kind of conform to the shield. And then you get, I don't know if the focus is good, but you get the decal on the shield. Um, that one needs an edging, because of the white. But I will go back in and do all that edging work after I do all the shields. Oh, and all my orders that I placed that I mentioned during my store news update, all of the orders have shipped. Fighting 15, the paint that I ordered, and the war bases. Everything is already shipped. Friday, I'm anticipating all my painting supplies to come in, because that's coming from Georgia. And I think the tracking said Friday. But War Bases and Fighting 15, I think, are coming from overseas, so that might be a little bit longer. All right. Now I'll give them a couple of minutes to dry, and then I'm going to put some microsol on top of them. My stomach is growling like it's hungry, but I just had breakfast. It's probably just settling. Goodness gracious. This decal doesn't want to line up. There we go. Okay, I got it. Oh no, what did I do with Oh, it stuck to my hand. Okay. Thought I lost it. This shield decal this model is holding his shield in such a way that the model in front of him is in the way. Okay, we're almost there. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, wet them down. I'm going to have to put more water in that palette. A little bit of pressure, getting all the water out of it. It also gets rid of any bubbles if there was any. That's normally on a water slide. On these, you don't usually get bubbles. All right. They are done. Yeah, I'm going to ignore this guy and I'm going to put him on these two. Really? Okay. Now, if you ever put these on a domed shield, like on your Macedonian phalangites or something like that, um, I did a whole video on how to do that, how to put these decals, a round decal on a domed shield. Um, it's basically, you got to score it on the backside, um, just to give it an opportunity to bend. What I think I might do, take one of these kaopectates. And if that doesn't stop my stomach and my bowels, then I might have to go visit the bathroom. I don't know if you can hear the sirens outside. Okay, I'm going to take a short 5-minute break. I'll be right back to finish the decals. Bear with me. All right, break's over. Back to work. All right, here we go. Thanks for waiting, guys. I'm almost done. I've only got like 9 more of these decals. I didn't go down. Okay. Here we go. Let's get my Coke bottle glasses on. There we go. Ready to wipe. Well, I started another playthrough of Skyrim last night. And I forgot how much I really liked that game. I made it to 5th level, I think. One play session. But it'll be slower, you know, the higher your levels go up, the slower it progresses. So it just becomes harder and harder and harder to get levels. But then again, you're fighting, you also, depending on your quest, you could be fighting some really seriously hard monsters, which would help you level up faster. So it should balance out, actually. Okay, this is one of those shields I probably should have painted, but that's okay. Watering the decal paper, so it allows the plastic of the decal to kind of fold in on the pattern of the shield. And it also just allows it to slide right off. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Had a leg cramp there for a second. No, where'd it go? Okay, here it is. A little wide. This one's a little wily. I didn't realize I've been doing this for an hour and a half already. This is all I've been doing is decals. So I'm not planning on staying online much longer. So, so what I'll do is I'll end the video right here, and I'll show you the results maybe the next time we stream. So thanks guys for coming out and checking out and watching me put some decals on these figures. But I'm almost done with it. And then I want to do their weapons, and then I pretty much should be done with them. Other than maybe a wash and putting them on bases. Maybe some leather strapping too. And some corrective details that I might need to put on them. But other than that, I think I'm pretty close to being finished. But all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. And thanks for coming out and hanging out with me this morning. And you guys have a good rest of your day.